Hey YouTube, Simon Dixon here. Did you miss me for the last few days? Don't worry, I've still been in the gym building some muscle for what's coming next in the future of finance. So today I'd like to discuss with you some really pivotal key moments that have happened in the history of finance, and really history repeating itself, but this time built upon digital hard sound money, being Bitcoin. So first off, obviously there's been some correction in the market. For those of you that are Bitcoin thinkers, have you been celebrating the fact that you can buy Bitcoin at cheaper rates because you're now a Bitcoin thinker rather than a fiat thinker? Fiat thinkers, there is all sorts of news designed to scare the shit out of you into selling your Bitcoin to a Bitcoin thinker who are celebrating the fact that they can accumulate more Bitcoin as a result of all the fear and uncertainty in the market. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out previous videos, subscribe to this channel, and you'll fully understand how to become a Bitcoin thinker rather than a fiat thinker in order to get on the right side of all the changes happening in finance. So I truly believe right now, and I've been busy, making sure, and these old flimsy arms are actually starting to develop some definition of muscle, like in the good old days. But I believe that we are experiencing right now our creature of Jekyll Island moment. For those of you that don't know the metaphor, the creature from Jekyll Island was a very popular book written by Edwin Griffith, and it's an awesome book that accounts, it's a big ass one, but it was one of the very early ones that I read, that accounts the history and events that led up to the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. Also in other videos I'll cover why I think this is also a Bretton Woods moment. For those of you that don't know, that was the 1944 meeting that led to the monetary system that we have today and the creation of the International Monetary Fund. So what we need, because we are live. Typical, man. So anyway, we are in, if you haven't watched the video yesterday, head over to retirementplanb.com/bond. We recorded a video, a very quick one, on why this is our opportunity for David to beat Goliath, and why I'm so excited just before Christmas, pouring my heart and soul out in order to support what I think is one of the most significant and changing events in financial history. But for those of you that don't know, in 1910, a bunch of bankers and politicians all went to a secret meeting in Jekyll Island to design a plan of how to incorporate the Federal Reserve and take over our monetary system that later led to the creation, from what they learnt in England, from the Bank of England, to the world's largest debt-based regulated Ponzi scheme in history. That brings us to where we are today at the end of a debt cycle, looking for a monetary renegotiation as a result of all the changes happening in our financial system. In 1910, they designed exactly how they would like the financial system to serve the group of people that were in the room, and all the laws and regulations that would need to be implemented. In 1913, it got implemented and passed through the US legal system, and it was done over Christmas when nobody was paying attention. So during the Christmas period, they drafted exactly how they wanted everything to look, and then they implemented it over Christmas so that it was ready to go and the Federal Reserve was formed. It's uncanny that right now, El Salvador has decided that they're going to use, rather than a system that was engineered to benefit the people in the room, a system that was engineered to benefit anybody that participates in owning Bitcoin, where rather than trying to create a currency that works in their favor and to their agenda, they decided to submit to the power of Bitcoin, use the power of Bitcoin, and construct a financial product like the Bitcoin bond that could potentially change the entire financial system if Bitcoin does what it has done in the past into the future. And so I really believe that this is our creature from Jekyll Island slayer moment, where the laws are now being passed. We had Bitcoin as legal tender this year in El Salvador, and now they're looking at restructuring securities laws in order to really create the creature slayer from Jekyll Island. And so that's why I'm so excited, because this is a real moment in financial history to reverse and change the future path. Because although El Salvador is a poverty-stricken, crime-driven country that is looking to make significant changes through the leadership of their president Bukele, they are also making ripple effects on the world that are going to be watching these changes and what happens in this world's largest social and economic experiment of completely transforming the world of finance. So they also rejected the opportunity that was presented to them, that was created in 1944 at Bretton Woods by the International Monetary Fund, which has really become a leech on countries, because they get to create money through the mechanics of the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank. And for more on that, check out the paragraph, the whole chapter I wrote on this in Bank to the Future, Protect Your Future Before Governments Go Bust, over a decade ago, on the effects. And I've covered videos here. There was one I did on the Indian financial crisis that explained a bit more about the consequences of taking loans from the IMF. But El Salvador is rejecting them right now, and the products are being constructed to change the future of finance. So here's the beauty of this whole thing. In Jekyll Island, the system was constructed to benefit the central banks, the politicians, and the most powerful bankers that were involved in that. But the difference this time is by constructing these financial products upon Bitcoin, is that anybody that wants to participate, the beneficiaries to that are who are the equivalent of the central banks. Well, the central bankers are anyone that owns Bitcoin. Anybody that wants to use risk management in order to deleverage some, devolatile, take out some of the volatility from investing in Bitcoin using financial engineering and the Bitcoin bond. So my forecast from here is, if we get this right, and here's the beautiful thing, at retirementplanb.com/bond, we have already had hundreds of millions of soft commitments from many hundreds and thousands of people that are looking to purchase their part of the Bitcoin bond. So it's awesome to see. This is all moving in the right directions. This Christmas, securities laws are being rewritten for El Salvador in order to support the growth of this industry. And I really can't wait to see what 2022 brings us. So if you haven't checked it out yet, if you want to get up to speed on this, I've just really been evangelizing the missionary parts of this, but in future videos, as the details unfold, I'll try and share a bit more details about the investment behind this, because we've already had hundreds of millions in soft commitments from those that are really bought into the changes in the future of finance and want to be a part of it and want to be a central bank in the future, but this time built upon maths and code, where they have no monetary discretion, and it just simply is financial engineering using digital hard sound money, where the benefits of fixed supply that no one can change can be used to create financial products, just like we did way back in 2014 when we created the very first Bitcoin bond in the world. So it's amazing to see how far we've come. Back then we could only find about 17 investors that were interested in investing in a Bitcoin bond, and now we're getting hundreds of millions of commits, backed by the countries that are looking to use Bitcoin for what it was designed, and rather than dollars for what it was designed, to go down in value and decrease your purchasing power, where Bitcoin over the long term has gone up in value and increased your purchasing power. But remember to ignore the short term. For those of you that are really freaking out right now, just remember that markets are manipulated short term, and the news is going to be, have you seen the shift that you've seen? In the last few months, it was all about what Bitcoin's going to do, how Bitcoin's going to go. Now it's turned to all the reasons why Bitcoin's going to go. This is the very normal cycle. And Bitcoin thinkers should be very excited about these manipulations and corrections, because if you're implementing an ounce of what I've taught at retirementplanb.com, and you're doing where I share exactly how I invest in these times, then you should be very excited for these times as a Bitcoin thinker trying to fight the demons in your head around fiat thinking. So this is our creature from Jekyll Island moment. I look forward to bringing you more details as this all unfolds. And if you haven't seen it yet, head over to retirementplanb.com/bond and see how David can beat Goliath and how we can support and you can be a part of the Bitcoin volcano bond. Diary's completely full with meetings. Really excited times, and I'm going to keep working out each morning, delivering new content so that I've got the energy in order to really capitalize and take advantage for everybody to become a central bank, benefit from this shifting time in financial history. And I really can't wait to deliver you more information. Remember, we're always going to do it with peace, love, and unity. You are alive at one of the most interesting and exciting times in financial history. Some are really going to get hurt by not getting on the right side of the change. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll make sure I share with you what I'm doing to be on the right side of this change. Always remember that you are alive in that time. And so I want to make sure that you're on the right side of that change. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe, like, share. And if the sound is shit on this video and it didn't work out because of the internet connection, then I'll make sure I try and re-record this when I have a moment at some point today or tomorrow. So I'll see you later. Peace.